first GA of the year. I'm really excited to have you all here. You can feel free to go back and grab food, drinks. There's also these beautiful water bottles that are free to you. Our lovely Taylor was able to get that for us. And for the first order, we're going to do a little game, and there's some prizes involved. And it's called the Ultimate Rock, Paper, Scissors. So, I'm explaining to you a little bit. So, it's regular rock, paper, scissors, but you shoot on shoot. So, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Just to make that clear. Let's say me and Evelyn are playing, and if I win, she has to follow me around and like chanting my name. So, like, Jenny, Jenny, until I lose. And then when I lose, we all have to chant the next person's winner's name. So ask them for their name. And then so on and so forth until there's a final winner. First prize will get this lovely red t-shirt and another beautiful water bottle. Yeah, so this is intense. Second prize will get thunder sticks. Thunder sticks are the best, and another beautiful shirt. So let's get this started. Everybody get up.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, Sarah. Okay.
Present.
Alex Abraha.
Here.
Donald Allen.
Present.
Amina Mose.
Present.
Kimberly Tran.
Here.
Ashi Jafaru.
Present.
Shamara.
Here.
Chris Earth.
Here.
Sandy Lowe.
Here.
All right. Next on, we're going to move to executive board reports, and these reports will be a summary of what the executive board members have been doing. First off, President Elisa Hine.
So, hi all. I'm not going to, I'm Melissa Hine. I'm the president. Usually these reports are just from the week previously, but since we haven't, this is our first GA, I've been doing stuff all summer. But instead of boring you with everything I've been doing, I'll just kind of give you some updates. Elections are happening next week. So if you want an application, come see me afterwards, and we can get you all set with that. The barbecue is on Thursday, so come get free food, more or less, and mingle with friends and us. And I'm just kind of getting a bunch of stuff ready for the next GAs, getting a schedule, that type of thing. So it's more administration tasks right now than anything else. Everywhere.
Next off, me. Things I've been doing in the past, I've been organizing the HUSC barbecue, which is Thursday, and it's supplies and throwdown, so you should all be there. Also, I've been planning this, and I'm also working with the DISC community to do an accurate rally, which is going to be in collaboration with HUSC and the DISC. So more information will be coming from that. Lincoln is not here, the Economics Affairs Chair. So we'll move on to Tate McGowan, Political Affairs Chair.
I've been working on bylaw changes, which I will be bringing up shortly. And then for exec board, make sure you fill up the tabling spots. And then report.
Cool. Thank you. Evelyn?
No report other than if you're a representative, you know, and if you're going to be absent, just let me know.
Next, Treasurer Dan.
I updated all the student org budgets, so those are available on the HUSC website for all the different student organizations to look at. And last Sunday, I presented at the all-org meeting on general treasury procedures, and lastly, I created new accounts for newly chartered orgs.
Next up, Student Organization Chair Alex.
We filled in all the positions for the SOC committee. Also for the leadership workshop, we did a survey of getting times and dates from all the orgs, so we can finally meet as a collective group.
Next up, Board of Elected Representatives Colleen.
So over the summer, we've kind of changed how we're going to run our BER meetings. So if you're a elected member, you'll find out on the first day of BER.
Next up, Public Relations, Taylor Riddle.
So I've been working on boosting overall awareness to specifically first-year students, and we're going to be encompassing all students, but I've been hitting them hardest with the Class of 2018 page, kind of spamming them a little bit, and all of our information, such as first GAs and our continuous GAs, as well as the fall elections, have been advertised on Inside Hamlin, as well as the digital signage, so the monitors you see around campus, as well as our social media sites. So.
Thank you. Next up, the Technological Coordinator, Latam.
So I've been updating the HUSC website this summer, and it's almost done. Just need student orgs to submit their logos and information. I also made it available on your mobile, so you can get it as an application, so you can be up to date with our HUSC website.
Cool, thank you. Next up, we have administrative reports. Wendy Bird, Director of Student Activities and HUSC Advisor.
Hello everyone, my name is Wendy Brown, I'm the Director of Student Activities, and I am one of the advisors to Student Congress, and so I've been working off and on with the Exec Board over the summer, preparing for this year. I will meet with the Exec Board regularly as the Executive Board, and then also will meet with the President and Vice President on a regular basis, just to help them out and to be a resource for them in regards to Student Congress, life here at Hamlin, and working with the university's administration.
Thank you, Wendy. Next up, we have Alan Sickberg, Dean of Students.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Alan Sickberg, Dean of Students. Nice to have everybody back and to get started here this fall. I too meet with the president and the vice president each week. My role is a little different from Wendy's. I kind of talk with leadership about kind of campus in general, campus-wide initiatives, things a little bit not as specific to HUSC, I think, as part of our conversations. I just wanted people to be aware. There's a couple things. This is we talked in our student affairs area that this is a year of change, and we have just brought aboard a new vice president for finance. Doug Anderson is retired. Is going away of Venice today, and so Margaret Tunzeth has taken his place and is just getting adjusted. And I think I heard that she'll be a guest here at some point here at HUSC to meet her. Also, we're just getting started with the presidential search, and you'll have a representative on that search committee as a student, and there'll be a graduate student as well. So we'll learn more about that in the real near future as we go forward. One thing, just because everybody here represents all kinds of areas on campus, this is the time of the year, unfortunately, where there's a lot of people on campus. We don't know each other that well. We have a lot of new people here. and there's theft that occurs on campus. So there's been a number of incidents on campus where things have been stolen, whether it's been in the walker, whether it's been on the edge of the neighborhood or whatever. I please ask you to think about being careful, share with other people about being thoughtful about where they leave things, taking care of each other, and be careful as we get through this period of adjustment when we tend to have people here looking for opportunities for crime and stuff. So it kind of happens every fall, it happens on every campus, but I hate it when it does happen. So please take care of each other, share with people, use security as escorts, and report things, okay?
How long have you been here at Hamlin?
I was 10 years in June.
Well, congratulations. This is kind of our thank you from all the students here at Hamlin for all the work you do. If you don't know DJ Burke, he's completely amazing. He does anything and everything he can for the students. He's always willing to help out any student at any given time. I can see that because sometimes he's here on the weekends and he's always willing to help the students, no matter if they're in student government or not, or just a regular student. So thank you, DJ Burke, for all you do.
Wow, thank you. We have cake for everybody now. So.
I was just trying to be helpful.
Well, that was kind of you. I was. So why are you?
Sweet.
And I just want to take this time to let all people that this is your first time to take NGA, that you guys are here welcome at any time. We have GA every single Tuesdays, same room, same time, during convo hour. And it's a great way to get informed, to get involved, and to voice your concerns about anything. So with that, I'm going to actually bring up La Tao, because we don't have any unfinished business because of first GA. So for new business, while this is doing that, La Tao is going to come and show us the HUSC website, which will be very, very useful to you guys. So we're kind of going around a lot.
Okay, everybody, so this is a new design of the HUSC website. Up here, you have our office number, where you can contact us, our Facebook page, and our Twitter. Right here, this is our update of what HUSC has been doing. We added Dean Sickburn and Penn Klein Ice Bucket Challenge, so you guys have time, you guys to check that out. And we also had our Ice Bucket Challenge there. Below here, this is what our goals are of us to connect, empower, and advocate, collaborate, inform, and represent. So once you reach here at the bottom here, you can see our recent tweets, and I also added, I implemented where you can click your pipeline, Blackboard, and email, so it'll be easier to access if you're on the HUSC website. And then this is just about the exec board. It goes by categories. And if you want to know about, for instance, Alyssa Hine, the HUSC president, it brings you to her page. And then right here, I'm going to be adding more like of what she's done, like accomplishments, so little tabs. And for student reps, I'm going to make it real easy, so first year students, sophomore, senior, and junior reps are able to look at who are the reps for this year. So for example, we have Amina Mose. Right there. And we have we have Kim and Don Allen over there. And we also, I implemented the multicultural rep, Ashi, the at-large rep, Chris, Shamar, and the advocacy rep, Samuel. So just little updates once people send me their information and photos.
Where can you find the application?
So for the applications, if you look at the student reps, there's open app positions. So if you click on this link, it will bring you to the application. And that's where you can print out or send it to Tate McAllen, which is the HUSC. And then for student orgs, this is still in works. I wanted to design a page where it's really easy for students to access and to know what type of student orgs are on campus. So right here you have all the different type of orgs. And for example, if you want to know about Pride, if you click here, or bring you to their Facebook page to see what Pride really does. And we're starting something new called HUSC Cares. And this is something where we implement Piper for the Month, our HUSC scholarships, and what we do for the community. So we did Water for Beats last year. And that's pretty straightforward. Down here you get your student orgs, which shows everything about what student orgs need, our HUSC documents, student reps, and the HUSC committees for this year. So we have Lincoln as EAC, and it shows you what EAC does, and it gives you a little information of what their tasks. And I think that's about it.
Thank you, Law.
So just the HUSC grades in general, a great resource. You should check it out. So up next, we're actually going to have Tate, which he's going to propose the bylaw edits.
Hello everyone, I'm David Gallon, the PAC chair. In efforts to make HUSC function more efficiently, more smoothly, we have to continue to update the bylaws. We've spent too much time on this in the past, so in an effort to just get it out of the way, I've spent time over the summer getting certain bylaws that needed to be changed. So we have different requirements. This first one, for example, is going to require hall representatives to go from 1 town hall meeting a semester to 2. That way they're more in touch with their constituents or base. This is just an effort to make HUSC continue to outreach and actually become the voice of the students they represent. We're just making sure this one says that HUSC will be meeting weekly, which we already do anyways. Bylaw is just outdated. This one's just to make it a little more fair for the organizations. If SOC makes any reprimands or anything that they see is unfit or too harsh, they can just appeal it. This is just making sure that for elections, that once a deadline is there, there's no exceptions. You just have to deal with it. Just trying to make sure that people are being held accountable. This is going over the HUSC President's State of the University address, which will be generally every spring after the President's State of the University address. We have BER capital improvement funds, which we're trying to balance between short-term gain and long-term gain. And we have alcohol funding, where if a group asks for alcohol funding from EAC, it has to be an event open to the majority of their group. Otherwise, every student representative will get a copy of these. The exec board already has them. We'll be voting on these next week, so please read them carefully. Bring any questions, comments, concerns next week. If you're just a regular student and you want to look through these and ask questions, please do. The more input, the better.
Thank you, Tate. And these bylaw edits will be posted on the website, so if anybody can access them. Next up, we're going to have Alyssa Heim talk about the bookstore committee.
So now there's really more cake. So feel free. Sorry, I need some before I go down there. To take another piece. Okay, so it's my responsibility to nominate students to university-wide committees across campus. My first responsibility is the bookstore committee, as a need representative sooner rather than later. So there's a HUSC student, there's a business student, business undergrad student, and then there's a CLA student. Amin Amos was nominated to be on the committee. He was on it last year, did a phenomenal job. Many people have told me that. So him, Megan Lamprecht, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. She works at the bookstore, so she will be our CLA student. And then Cami Erek, she is the co-president of the Let's Talk Business group. So she's a good representation of the business school, undergraduate business school. So those are kind of the reasons why I picked those students. We need to vote their position and my appointment. But before that, is there any questions? Yes.
Can you explain to the first year what the bookstore committee does?
Dean Sickberg can, if that's okay.
The bookstore committee is like a committee made up of representatives who are students, faculty, and staff, in particular from the student accounts and the financial aid area, and the bookstore staff itself. We outsource our bookstore to a company called Evo, and this is part of the contract that they have an advisory committee that comes and meets on a regular basis to talk about concerns that people have about the bookstore, suggestions they may have for changes to the bookstore. Often the bookstore manager comes to this committee and says, I need some feedback on this or that, and can you help me to know what those things are? So we meet at least twice a semester. The law school has their own separate advisory committee. So it's simply, to advise and work with our bookstore on a number of issues that we see in the students and faculty and staff on campus. At times when, like last year, when we talked about changes to the rental program, the bookstore was one of the committees that had to approve that change. HUSC was another, and the faculty were the third element to make those kind of approvals for those changes to the rental program. So it has some really important value, I think, to what we do in the bookstore and how we work with our company that runs it. Does that help?
Thank you. Anyone else? Cool.
So, all in favor of passing these nominations? Can you repeat the names?
Megan Lamprecht, Amin Amos, and Kemi Erek.
To the bookstore committee, please raise your hand. All opposed? So the request to pass the nominees to the bookstore committee was granted. It passes. Thank you.
I'll email you those names.
Thank you.
Sweet. Thank you. Okay, so how it works basically, I do not have a vote, even though I raised my hand. I just wanted you guys to raise your hand. But basically, after we have all the representatives elected, we will do Robert's Rules seminars and basically training the Robert's Rules and how we're going to do the procedures. Sometimes it's only elected representatives and exec board that will be voting, but we'll explain that further on. So, because we have a little bit of time, we have open forum, and open forum is here. If you have any concerns or if you want to bring something up that you heard, a rumor, this is the time you bring it up. And it can lead to something, a big conversation around campus, or we can just answer the question you have in mind. It's simple enough. So does anybody have a discussion that they want to bring up? Yeah.
This is just a question about like the student congress in general. But what is all involved in being like a representative, a student representative?
Colleen, do you want to?
Sure. So what you have to do is you go through the election process and everything, and then once you're elected, you are required to attend 3 meetings a week. It's this GA, the BER meeting, and then you'll be also placed on a different committee, which will either be like PRC, which is like marketing, that type of thing, EAC, or PAC. And so you'll go to all of those meetings, and then you'll also be asked to like hold town hall meetings where you like reach out to your peers and stuff like that, and kind of get their feedback, and then bring that to us so we can help out.
I'm gonna go over those abbreviations you said. So BER is Board of Elected Representatives. That's the meeting all representatives is on. And you do capital improvements for the campus. So like the Soaring Game Room, I don't know if you've been in there, but HUSC created that. Different things like that. The sport court out there, HUSC donated to that. That type of thing is what BER kind of decides. And then your 4 other committees are public relations, economic affairs, political affairs, and student organization. All first-year representatives will be on political affairs, economic, or public relations, as the student organizations are specifically for the student organization. But those meetings tend to be more short, sometimes long, and public relations designs posters, economic affairs, student orgs can put in requests for more money, that type of thing, that's what they decide. And political affairs does like the elections, the bylaw stuff, so more data oriented.
Any reps want to add more information?
Yeah, from a rep standpoint.
I mean,
Would you like to add something to what was said?
I'm trying to, how specific do you want us to? It's
What was your experience like?
my experience. It was good. If you're thinking about it, I would recommend. Yeah, it was good. That's it. No, but if you're thinking about it, feel free to stay involved. Do an application to do September 14th, right, Taylor? When are the
September 14th.
14th? Yes. So that's coming up soon, 5-ish days. The committee, I think the committee work is more interesting on a personal basis because you choose to some extent your committee, and then you get to work with real student issues, and you realize how deep all these issues go, and you get to be involved in everything instead of just seeing a blurb about it and what's happening inside Hamlin. So, yeah, it's very active.
In addition to that, I would just like to add the representatives have a lot of power in making change on campus for including capital improvements. So we have this fund that is for capital improvements around campus. So let's say you want to buy more movies for the library. You as a representative send it up to PR and pass it, and we vote on it, and we did something on campus. And that extends from buying movies to buying, the Soaring Game Room. So anything in between. So it's a really great opportunity.
Yeah, the representatives get to make those capital improvement decisions, which is really cool, because that's something that you can actually see change. Yeah, there's $60,000 worth of money in there. Spend if you choose.
Any other, did that answer your question?
Yeah, definitely.
Any other discussions, questions?
I'd like to announce there are hall representatives also for your dorms. So if you live on campus, you can also apply for those positions if you don't go for or get the first year section.
Same requirements, and you can go for both too. If you want, if you live, say in Jew, you can go for the Jew representative and the first year. And if you get them both, you get to choose. So there's a backup.
Thank you, Amy. Any other questions, concerns? Al?
Yeah, I'd just like to say that some senior reps, some seniors are concerned, including myself, about the keynote speaker for the C2C. Regardless that he wrote a book, but he's an actively campaigning congressman. And I know that we should probably, I feel that we should, as HUSC, should take another look at that and maybe send off a strongly worded letter to the people responsible to have Congressman Ellison come here as a keynote for C2C.
Does anybody have responses, other questions?
Yeah, there's a lot of first years down. Can you explain what like C2C is, that type
Oh,
of thing?
commitment to community. They've had legacy type speakers come in October, the first week of October. Michelle Alexander, Tim Wise, Dr. Glenn West, a bunch of those type of legacy type speakers, and it's an address to the student body and community, titled Commitment to Community, or C2C. And this year somehow we fell out of the box and got an actively campaigning congressman who across the street from his office 91% of the people that use the healthcare clinic are 275% below the federal poverty line. To me, that doesn't seem like a commitment to community. That sounds like an abuse of political power, or lack thereof, in that particular community. So I think that we should probably take a very close look at this, because irrespective of my political stances, I've had several people, seniors, come to me and say, hey, what the hell is going on? You know, last year Tim Weiss was wonderful. The year before that, Michelle Alexander was great. And how do we degrade and lower our IQ to a congressman?
A lot of first years weren't obviously around last year, so C2C broke off and is now its own subcommittee in DISC, which is the Diversity Initiative Standing Committee, something,
Yeah.
it's called DISC. And this year there's going to be 3 students on C2C, and one of them we're going to have be a HUSC liaison, so they'll come to HUSC meetings and they'll go to the C2C meetings. So I think this may be the perfect opportunity for you to talk to, if you know Josh Wood or I can, and just say that we have some concerns and have him, because he's going to be our liaison. So maybe he could talk to C2C our concerns, and maybe they can address them. But
Yeah, I've talked to him, and I'll continue the conversation.
okay, because he's not here today, but because it's not technically in our bylaws yet, but we want a liaison between C2C and HUSC, and so that's who that person will be.
Does anybody have any other comments, questions about this topic particularly?
Just a question, Don, just to follow up on your comments. So what I'm hearing you say is that you're kind of really, this idea that somebody would be a speaker on our campus while they're actively campaigning as a politician is something that you find problematic. Is that your big issue?
I find that problematic, but I also find, you know, from the legacy speakers that Hamlin has had over the past several years, this takes it to a new, a depth that I don't think will reflect leadership to the students on campus, since Hamlin is focused on creating leaders and focused on leadership. I think it's a step backwards to have an actively campaigning, which is my number one concern, congressman with he's a public figure, so I can say some of this, with just a checkered past, from child support, from affairs publicly published in the Star Tribune with his wife, with other women except his wife. And I mean, this creates a can of worms, I think, or it can create a can of worms. So to answer your question, yes, I have a problem with that because he is actively campaigning. I could see if you had both candidates, incumbent and endorsed candidates for that 5th congressional district, here speaking at the same time, equal time, that might give it some leverage. But just to have him here, I think that is a bad call.
Just speaking with Vina, I just want to not only talk bad about them, I just want to tell you from my standpoint what I've heard, the reasoning we brought him here, because from what I think I know, he's the only Muslim in Congress right now, and so we're going to get that perspective from him, which may be a very interesting perspective, that type of thing, but I understand where you're coming from. But just so everyone knows why he was brought to campus, that was the reason.
Yeah, and one of the things too, my effort is to make sure that we don't get stuck in a one-party classroom, you know, which we are currently, you know, and there's different sides, there's more than 2 sides actually, but we're kind of stuck in that rut, you know, and so this is gonna, you know, doing this is just kind of solidifying, you know, where everyone kind of wants to be at on the political scale, and I don't think it's fair to the students. After Tim Wise, we go downhill and have Congressman Keith Ellison. So.
And that's a fair concern. If you guys have other concerns about this topic or any other topic on campus, this is a good place to start that conversation. Does anybody have any comments?
I have a new topic.
Does anybody have any comments about C2C speaker Keith Ellison? All right, then we will have moved to
I just want to kind of give you an idea of what GAs, the next fall GAs, what will be in store for us. So when the new elected representatives will come, we'll do like a Robert's Rules little seminar, and we'll do a welcoming of the new reps. The 30th, we're going to not-here rally, so we actually won't have GA. So we're going to talk about what sexual violence, race, everything, and say we don't want it on our campus. We're going to have the adjuncts come in and talk about the union that is going to be formed at Hamlin, how that will affect students and why that was created. We're having the 100 Who Influence, which all HUSC members will be invited to. We're going to invite the new Director of Health Services to come in and talk to us and say, we're paying for this fee, what are we getting for it, what are the new services offered, that type of thing. We're talking about, we're bringing in Patty Klein and Erin Hands to talk about the Title IX and sexual violence, get their perspective, because the Title IX coordinator is actually a new position. So Patty will come and talk to us about that. We're welcoming the new Vice President of Finance, Business, and Technology, I think is her official title, Margaret Tungseth, to come in and tell us about herself, her position, and that type of thing. We're having a trustee forum, where trustees will come in and tell us about the master plan, what they expect to happen in the next 10 years, see what's going to be happening. And that will have a couple of other interesting things thrown in there, but this fall semester will be very active with people coming in, speaking to us, informing us. And if you have any suggestions for anyone you think that needs to come in and talk to us, just shoot us an email or talk to us. We're more than happy to bring those people in and get everyone informed.
Cool. Thank you. All right, moving on. We're gonna have announcements. Some announcements that are happening. Today is the All-Org Fair. It's in the Alumni Way, so right side of Anderson. The ring site is in Anderson. In Anderson. Okay, cool. So just go right inside if it's raining. The Welcome Bar Barbecue is this Thursday, September 11th at 11:30 to 12:30 in the Heights Quad. So right outside the Heights. There'll be free food. We're also handing out election applications, representative applications. And there's at least 2 representatives available for each year. There's 3 for first years, 2 for sophomores, 2 for juniors, and 2 for seniors. So if you're interested, grab an application or talk to one of us, get in touch with us. Any other announcements you guys like to share?
Come see me afterwards if you'd like an application and tell all your friends, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, whatnot, to come apply. It should be a really fun year. I'm really excited.
Cool. Any other announcements?
Yeah, I do have some announcements from the Hedgeman Center, which is the diversity initiative kind of group that we have on campus. The welcome back reception is going to be this Thursday, and it's from 3:30 to 4:30, and it's in Anderson 112. And we're just gonna be meeting different orgs, and also there's gonna be food and things like that there, so it's good to come. There's also going to be a welcome back dance on Friday, and it's from 8 to 11 p.m. and it's gonna be on Anderson, the terrace up on the top of the roof. And then the rain site will be in Anderson 112. So it's really fun. We have a DJ. It's gonna be just fun dance time. And then also there's going to be the Hmong Student Association. They're gonna have their welcome back barbecue, and it's at the Hmong House, which is directly behind the student apartments. And that's going to be this Friday, and it starts at 4 p.m. Yes. And then following that, the Pride Black Student Alliance, we do have an open house kind of chill night. That's just following the Hmong barbecue. So yeah, just keep in mind, we do have a lot of calendar events. So if you just go online and go to hamlin.edu/Hedgeman Center, you can look on the calendar for the different events that we have for different Multicultural Alliance orgs. And then another thing is that as the MA rep, I'm going to be planning this year's Diversity Summit. So if there's anybody interested in helping to help plan that and helping to facilitate it, I'm creating a community kind of committee that we have. I have a couple of people that are interested, but I would love more help. So just let me know if you're interested. Just email me.
Can you give us, for the first years, what the Diversity Summit is?
Yeah, the Diversity
topic?
Summit. Yeah, I can give more information. It's going to be, so this year it's November 9th, and it's from 11 to 3 p.m., I believe. Yes. And it's basically a place where we just discuss and learn more about a certain specific topic. This year, the theme is religious diversity, and what does that mean, and what is it in our community, in Midway, in Hamlin, and so there's going to be great speakers to come and talk about that. Making Waves Social Justice Theater Troupe is going to perform kind of a piece, and we're going to have a panel, so it's going to be really exciting. It's just a great way to learn about it. There'll be more information coming soon too about it too. So.
Other announcements anybody wants to make?
First years, if you haven't taken My Student Body yet, you should be getting annoying emails. Go ahead, put that in. Also, this is all straight from Becky. That's probably why she's laughing. Flu vaccinations, Wednesday, September 24th, 11 to 2, and then Monday, October 13th, 10:30 to 1:30. Usually when we do the times, it's AM to PM. We won't have you here at 1:30 in the morning. And the clinics will be in GLC, actually, up in the gallery, which is the left south rooms, I believe. So yeah, if you need a flu shot.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Motion to adjourn the meeting?
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. Meeting adjourned.